Greetings, this is the Evening Run. A pleasure always. Your host, Danoby2.
Evening, folks. How is everybody this evening? I'm assuming you wonderful individuals out there are joining on tonight's Evening Run so that we can talk about action figures and stuff, right? We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, folks. We're going to be civil. I'm going to do my darnest to be nice. I'm going to do my best also to play devil's advocate, look at it from multiple angles. But on tonight's show, we're going to be discussing Jazz Inc. and the 1989 Batmobile that was officially released. I'm going to bring in a few of the panel members here, as always. Nate, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. He's ready for the show. Thank you so much. And good buddy. And a big, huge Jazz Inc. supporter, even though I've tried to talk him I've tried my darnest to talk this individual out from buying Jazz Inc. products, but he still does, and he still talks to me. Sir Hadalorian.
Got to bring the hate.
Of course. Let's address here. A channel member, thank you so much. Hello, Carlito. Thank you so much for joining. Good evening. Who is checking in? We're not going to be talking about Star Trek unless there's tea spilled in the world of Star Trek. Checking in from New York to unravel a mystery. Well, if we all work together, perhaps we can discover the secret of what's behind the curtain, huh? Ash, hello, sir. Hello, so. Mind's eye. Don't always gonna have a field day. I want to be subjective. I always am, believe it or not. Even though I may come off a bit mean sometimes, I don't think I do. But this is such a fun topic because every time something like this, when the shit hits the fan in the world of Jazz Inc., I'm always pulled in. Doesn't matter. I'm always grab it. It's like they come to me. They come to me.
You know what's really going to be odd about this stream?
What's that?
It's really weird when I'm going to be the voice of reason here.
Perhaps. I welcome a challenger. I always do. Yep. I always do. And I always
shot across the bow.
I always enjoy being proven wrong because if you can prove me wrong, I'm like, I'm kind of like the Borg. I'm just gonna rotate my frequency and adapt. So absolutely, I love it. It keeps me on my toes. But geodesic polyhedron. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. All right. You pre-ordered the 1989 Batmobile from Jazz Inc., didn't you, Hadalorian?
I plead the fifth.
Huh?
Oh, you plead the fifth now.
You plead the fifth.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did pre-order it.
And you've been and it's not a trap or anything. It's honestly the question.
No. I'm happy to share all my mistakes and all my woes.
You have
I'm
actually
never let it back away.
Yeah, I mean, you actually are one of the few individuals that actually has an impressive Jazz Inc. collection, even though you know the existing problems with these vehicles. Even though I've shown it to you,
yeah,
you don't give in. You don't stop.
It's like Stockholm syndrome.
You just it doesn't seem to bother you, even though you've invited me to your home several times, and I've been able to review the products. It hasn't persuaded you, even though I can show you what's wrong with these products. You still are a true loyalist. You really are, even though I've tried dozens.
I wouldn't say a loyalist. I mean, I'm just like I'm a glutton for punishment.
Why? Just why though?
There's certain things for for example, like I'll get certain items because I'm a big Batman fan. I'm also a big Star Wars fan, but I don't get everything that Jazz puts out, but I don't know. There's certain things. I mean, I'm a sucker for vehicles, but I'm not a sucker for having to repaint things. So
Like the Millennium
little,
Falcon cockpit you told me stories
yeah,
of?
I didn't enjoy spending my weekend and an extra $300-400 repainting it.
Wow.
Like it. Like I love the results I got after I painted it. It's been a while since I did a project like that, and yeah, I really enjoyed. Like I like the finished product now, but when I paid $1,300 to get it to my door, like, I mean, I shouldn't have to paint it.
Mm-hmm.
You're referring to the Falcon cockpit for the audience watching.
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah. But I mean, like when I look at it, and I like it. The details and the lighting and everything inside is pretty cool. Everything gets I've had ever since got it set up. I had the lights turned on, never turned them off. Hasn't burned out. But you know, is it worth what I paid for? No, but I like it.
That's probably one of the reasons we've always been
That's
able to hang out,
Yeah.
because
That's why
even
I can
though,
stomach it.
yeah, because you understand what you're getting into when you jump into the ring with
Yeah,
this specific company and so forth. You know
but
exactly what you're getting.
you know exactly what I'm getting. And also, like when I got into this hobby, I have no intention, zero intention of selling anything. So I'm not trying to. I didn't buy the Falcon cockpit to repaint it and then flip it and then make extra money or try to make an extra dime or anything like that. No, like I pay for because I wanted it, and then I'm a big fan of like the Falcon is my favorite vehicle, and so of all the starships. So I'm a huge fan. I got tons of different Millennium Falcon paraphernalia, and so when I got it, I'm happy I have it. I'm not happy what I paid for it, but it's still pretty cool.
Thank you so much. Really quick, because I'm going to segue off of that from you, Sean. Bob, thank you so much for the gift of 20 channel memberships. I greatly appreciate it. And Cinnamon says thank you as well too.
Wow, thank you so much for the super chat. Danoby extends his gratitude for your support. Trust knowing your contribution helps. Bye-bye.
I haven't used Cinnamon in a while, so I might as well. Yeah, so I'm starting off with that though, because even though Sean knows what he's getting into when he gets into bed with this specific company, Jazzing, he knows. I can bitch. I can tell him night and day. It still does not persuade him, and it doesn't concern him. But what does concern him is when a Jazzing product is being advertised as perfect. There's nothing wrong, because we all know there's no such thing as a perfect Jazzing product. It does not exist. I've never seen it. I think it's like a unicorn. People will claim, collectors will assume. I've never seen it. I've seen multiples products from Jazzing. I've even owned one at one time. It does not exist, folks. It just does not. And the fact that this whole situation, which started on September the 3rd, a Tuesday, I'm gonna use Justin's collection video. I don't care about Justin as the person reviewed it. I'm using that as the timestamp of when all of this happened, because this is, to me, this feels like the Streisand effect. Nate, do you know what the Streisand effect is?
Explain.
Sean, do you know what the Streisand effect is?
I probably had a couple of Coors Light like Nate
That's okay.
did.
That's okay. If you don't, the audience probably doesn't know the Streisand effect. So Barbara Streisand bought a very rich, expensive home in Malibu, and she did not want people to know where she lived. She made such a big stink. She made sure she was listed off of public telephone books and off of Google Maps. She went above and beyond. She threw a hissy fit. She made such a stink about it that it was carried on in the press trades. Then everybody then wanted to know where she lives, and then her address became public, and then it ballooned out of it just got out of control. My point is that if the shoddy, shitty reviews on the 1989 Batmobile would have just gone out,
Yeah, this all wouldn't have blown up.
this all probably wouldn't have blown up. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Well,
kinda getting at.
so there's talks that this was all part of the plan as far as a test. Hey, oh, you get it.
Oh,
You get
really?
it. All part of the plan
No.
to see whether or not the new shipping batches would work out this time. Like with his first batches were towards the influencers that he had chosen to join. And also there's talks that he had like a Facebook post that he was stating that, hey, there's going to be if you guys want to be a part of a testing batch. That was like a few months ago, I think, that, hey, come join in for the testing batch, because he's sending them out through a different venue versus sending them out from the Netherlands.
The test batch. It's not so much about the test batch that I'm really kind of harping on. It's the fact that it was sent out to community members within YouTube land, 1/6 scale reviewers and so forth. And I tend to follow some of these individuals, and a lot of them were very excited to receive this product. I follow them. That's all they talked about. Every time they were on a live stream, oh, it's coming in, so forth. It's delayed. It's in track, and they extremely excited. Then after September the 3rd, which is a Tuesday, delivery started to be made, and there was no answer. There was no explanation as to reviews. In fact, the comments then started to come out that the YouTubers who had received the vehicle would then delay it several weeks and so forth. It would just, which then just added to the fuel. There's not an explanation. The audience follows us, believe it or not. It doesn't matter if you have 100 subscribers or if you have 100,000 subscribers, so forth. You are seen as an influencer. You are representing yourself on this platform. And when you lead your audience into this excitement frenzy about receiving said product, and then you go dark, you ghost part of your audience, or you provide excuses as to what, and so forth, very vague, very nonchalant. Yeah, your audience is going to start to question what's going on. Why did someone as Justin received his vehicle, did his review, and then within that same day, another channel within YouTube land, Figurecraft, the same day, September the 3rd, which is a Tuesday, reviewed his. He did his live unboxing. And so we knew that the vehicles were out in the wild. And you folks out there, I love YouTube. I love you guys. But you guys need to understand that I am like Beetlejuice. You drop my name out. Mention my name in comments and stuff like that, you're gonna summon me, because then I find stuff like this very fascinating, especially when you're tagging me and you're telling me that Danoby's not going to find anything wrong with this vehicle, but then is it today when the video dropped from Mr. Mom's Collectible? Nate, was that today? God,
I think that was yesterday.
Yesterday, I'm losing track. When
Yeah,
did the
yesterday.
video?
Yeah,
Okay.
yesterday.
So you wonderful folks out there, you need to be careful. You can't count all your chicks before they hatch and assume that it's just frivolous paint scuffs and little indentation, when now there's video now surfacing on YouTube that these vehicles were all fished out of Gotham Harbor, soaked in water, right? It doesn't, something's not adding up. So then what happens is then we start to point fingers, and which of the YouTube influencers out there are omitting information, are practicing deceptive practices by not sharing or filming grainy videos like it's the Zuckerberg video, which is the Zuckerberg video, the one for JFK. Which one? Who filmed that? I mean, I mean, come on. Some of this, the Zuckerberg video, right? That's for the I mean, real shoddy workmanship in filming some of their reviews. And so, yeah, us, the audience, who tend to watch us, we're curious. We're
Yeah, can
fascinated.
you
What's
you
going on.
really don't know how to operate a camera and open up a canopy at the same time?
No, it's kind of like that situation where you know those alien videos that keep coming out. Why is it always shot like someone has a flip phone and on the lowest quality? Like you've seen those videos, right? Every new alien video, there's proof there's aliens out there, but why the heck is every video coming out that it's the lowest quality and from a flip phone? It's always grainy. It's always like, okay, what's going on here? Why is it always the lowest quality ever?
Then on September the 6th, Friday, Big Bretta has probably the only entertaining live stream I've ever seen from him. I mean, I don't mean that as an insult, but Big Bretta actually had a very entertaining live stream, which then adds more fuel to the fire. And then questions start to pop up. What's going on? What is going on out there? What is it? A test batch, influencer batch? Just show it. I've always made an effort to be transparent. I've shown you folks out there when I got my Justice Mobile, it arrived broken. I showed it to you, and I pushed through. I'm still, that video was, it was heartening. I did reach out to Yost at the time, and he did provide me a replacement part that I swapped out, and I did fix. He did take care of me on that. And as the time went on, that vehicle, the only way I can describe it is that it started to disintegrate. It could not support, the axles on that vehicle could not support the resin weight. The canopies started to warp. Having that vehicle in this room was not very good for my health. Sean could probably back me up. Having that vehicle, and so it needed to go. It really, really did. So
yeah, it was triggering you quite a bit.
It really was. Having that vehicle in this room, because it didn't work. Having that vehicle in this room, it represented just so much, which is what was wrong with this. It was just, and then as time went on, and then it didn't seem like anybody out there, the YouTube influencers out there who operate in this platform, they don't share the mishaps. They don't provide the benefit. They lack courage, I guess is the best way to explain that. If a product arrives broken, they don't share it with you.
Yeah. I wanted to jump off from that. So the question I have is that why does Justin, who did get the same Batmobile, right, have a video out, right, with his quality, have permission to do what others couldn't? Is it because Justin has better relations with Juice, to where to the point where Juice can control the narrative or dictate what can't or can be shown with a video or stream? That's my question.
Well, did that video show any of the issues that Ryan's video did?
Not to the extent of Ryan.
Justin's collection video did exactly what that channel does. I don't dislike the individual. You have to understand when you understand that it's a paid promotion or it's a collaboration, all of his videos are set in that manner. So when I understand that, that's why I've always said that his channel does not provide a benefit for me, because yes, he will focus on the positive, but I've never ever seen him showcase the negative on the product. So for me as a viewer, the channel does not provide a benefit. In fact, his videos exhibit signs of omission, clever editing, and so forth. And I mean, it works for him, and kudos for him. but I don't care about him. I'm referencing him. I'm using him as a time reference as to how we got to where we're at now, where yes, he was able to review the video, he was able to the final review product and so forth, and we knew that the vehicles were coming in, right? And the individuals that most of us tend to follow and watch and look forward to then started to exhibit just signs of just holding back, not sharing the full story. It seemed that a lot of the stories at times didn't line up, because not only that it was mentioned on Big Brother's channel on September 5th, but then it was also mentioned on other channels as well too. And it just seemed like it was just one excuse after the other, where they needed time, and then that same day videos then started to show up and things just did not line up, and then you start to question. I think what bugs me the most out of all this, because I've just kind of kept an eye on what's been happening from the 3rd to now, is that at one point between the 3rd and now, it's become normal that everybody's now accepted that everybody seems to know that the first batch from Jazz Inc. is the worst one, and everybody knows better than to stay away from it. And I didn't know that had become the norm. I was not aware that was just now standard, where I reached out to several several individuals who follow me that I know buy Jazz Inc. products, and they told me, it's like, oh yeah, I know better. I'm waiting for the 3rd batch. Are you kidding? I'm not. I mean, it's suicide to stick on the first. So it's just common knowledge now. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know that became a norm. And it was just discussed in live streams. Like, well, everybody knows the first batch is the bad batch. I'm like, oh, so then are we acknowledging that the company is then capable of producing somewhat questionable QC products? I mean, come on. It's stuff like that that was featured on Mr. Mom's collectible video. Absolutely, that provides a benefit to your audience. You absolutely should disclose that, especially if you purchased the product, if you spent money. I know that if I was considering buying a product from the company of from Jazz Inc., and I found out that this individual's vehicle was fished out of Gotham Harbor, that's probably something that I would like to know, because maybe that's something that I can then mitigate, meaning that, all right, well, I'm still going to buy Jazz Inc.'s product. What was the shipper that he used? I like to use a different shipper so that the thing doesn't get
Can I get a
exposed
double
again.
box option?
Yeah. Yeah. And not only it just all of that just needs to be discussed. I mean, that was a big shocker. That's the one that, okay,
The seawater costs extra.
I guess I still can't get over that. I still can't get over the individuals.
Yeah.
It's crazy. A lot of these, from what I've been hearing, have been getting water damage. It's just like how what happened here? Did your balls drop off or something? Like, what's going on?
We're talking about the 1989 1/6 scale Batmobile that is being provided. It's being sold. I believe the wait list is sold out and so forth from Jazz Inc. Dioramas. So in case, good question if anybody wants to know which vehicle that we're talking about. Apparently, Justin omitted the issues with his car. That is why the video was so short without zooming in parts. For me, because I've been in this game for a very long time, I know that. Justin is actually very good at what he does. Kudos to him. But I also know his style, and I'm experienced, and again, his videos don't provide a benefit to me personally. Nothing against him. He does what he does. But if you're a amateur, if you're, let's say, a virgin collector, and this is your first product from said company, wouldn't that be an excellent benefit to provide as a community team member, leader, YouTube land, someone that's been established in YouTube? Wouldn't you want to help your audience and not omit information like that? Hey, Jazz Inc. Makes decent products, but it's the second or third batch. So why wouldn't you want to share that information? That way you can then build a trust with your audience so that they can stick around and not experience a channel host that it just tends to flip-flop, hide information, or exhibit signs of hiding. That just doesn't seem very nice. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem nice. But Big Bretta, he's a veteran within the 1/6 scale community, and I'm pretty sure that Big Bretta knows how to watch a video from Justin's collection. I'm positive, but there are those in the community that just started. They don't know any better. They don't have that benefit.
I've learned I learned a long time ago not to watch Justin's videos at this point.
It's just we tend to gravitate to things that can help us because, Nate, what have I been saying? We're entering the worst. I mean, we're once October 1st hit, to me, it is officially the holiday season. Retailers are all going to want to balance the books. They're all going to want to hit the numbers, and they're all going to send out their invoices, and they're all going to want to get paid because in the retail world, the financial year tends to end on December 31st.
Mm-hmm.
Carlito just reviewed it before the issues with the vehicle went public and became part of the narrative in the community. His superficial view actually raised eyebrows and potential issues. And again, Carlito, you've been a channel member with me for a bit now, and if you're experienced and you know how to navigate the world of YouTube, you may already know that. But I know that there are young individuals out there, or just young collectors that are just new to the world and that don't know any better. And it's just that's I think ultimately that's what really bugs me. It's just doing a disservice to the community just by hiding stuff like that, and then just dancing and skirting around the issues. It's not very nice at all.
Yeah,
Sean,
you know what? You know what's crazy about what you just said though? If you just search Hot Toys, Justin is just on the forefront of that search. Justin Collections. So you're right. That new collectors coming in, they don't know any better. They see Justin, they're like, okay, this guy got plenty of subscribers and views to boot. He has to be right in something.
Yes, eventually. I don't want to cover Sean's. Let me see if I can get you in here.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. There's you've always skirted. You've always told me that there's no such thing as a perfect jazzing vehicle, Sean.
That's true.
And I got to see your Batman 95, and honestly, I didn't even ask you to do a 4K because I would obliterate it. I saw that thing and I'm like, oh, it's too easy.
No, it's not worth the money. It's easily a $700 vehicle disguised as a what is it? I can't even. I don't. Please don't make me look up what I paid for it.
No, it's just overall the question is if you're happy with what you paid for and so
No,
forth.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No, it's just like I'm just I mean, I got a really good run here going. Like Batman, the movies themselves have been always been a thing for me. So I just want the movie Batmobiles, and look, Hot Toys ain't gonna do a 95 Batmobile, so I'm pretty confident in when it comes to that. So, and vehicles are are definitely some is my thing. So any vehicle that usually comes out, I usually pounce on it.
It's what you like. You're a
Yeah.
big Batman fan, and you don't want to wait, or you're probably tired. Look, I am just
I know
as harsh. No, go ahead.
No, I know for a fact I wouldn't have got that Batmobile if it didn't if Hot Toys didn't come out with the Val Kilmer and Chris O'Donnell Batman and Robin.
For how much this costs, this should be a perfect first try. But again, most experienced veteran 1/6 scale collectors, everybody knows the first batch is the bad batch. It's the botch batch. Everybody, but because when you've purchased the very first jazzing vehicle, you learn very quickly. You learn that lesson harshly. And then as you continue and as time moves on, then you realize that there's second and third batches where modifications are done and improved, and it makes the first one look like the poor cousin, right?
Kind of
And
like
even-
that. Kind of good analogy is that Ubisoft Star Wars game that just came out. When you paid extra to be a beta tester, like for that Star Wars Outlaws. So all the ones that paid extra, the $160, they got the game early, and then all it was full of bugs, and then 3 days later because it was so buggy they patched it, and then all you lost all your progress when you had to update it.
I honestly wouldn't know, because I'm going through a really bad addiction right now in a specific game. It's bad.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, that Black Myth Wukong is just kicking my ass. It really, really is. It's just messing. It's messing with me. It's affecting the family life. Like, that's how bad this game is. It really.
Yeah,
really
did
is.
it affect your
Yeah.
videos too? Like, you still got the avatar figures. You still haven't put videos up yet.
Yeah. So here, I'm going to jump on the other side here. Remember, they are sold out. Here's the thing. There are jazzing collectors out there know that they end up with a botched product, and they don't give a shit. If anything, they probably would appreciate the transparency and anticipate what they're going to get, so that they can then adapt and make improvements. Like, okay, I want this vehicle, and these problems are being reported, so let me get my epoxy putty and my paint and so forth, and I'm prepped up, and I'm going to make it work.
Yeah, not only that, like a lot of jazz ink collectors, they'll get botched or bad paint or just vehicles, and they still think they're amazing.
They
I don't know. They have to justify it to make them be able to sleep at night, but like no, like I mean, for example, like I can count, like there was like 5 or 6 people I saw in the group that got the snow speeder, and they said, "Oh my God, this is so great! Thanks, Yost. This is the most amazing vehicle ever. It's just so great. Oh, here, check out my paint job that I did on it. Okay, so amazing, so great. Why'd you paint it?"
Yeah,
Well,
I see a lot of that.
yeah.
I see a lot of people love to share the stuff with me. That what was the? It was the snow speeder, right? It was the snow speeder situation with Jet. Didn't he make the snow speeder?
Yeah, he made it. He made
He
a snow speeder.
made
Yeah,
it,
he
and then,
was just talking about it.
oh yeah, okay. And was it that the only one that required the paint work?
Oh no, the Millennium Falcon needed the paint work.
Yeah, the Falcon needed paint work. The land speeder, the sand speeder that he did needs paint
Gotcha.
Work.
Sorry,
Like
I was doing 2 things at one
pretty
time.
much all the Star Wars stuff that he did
Yeah.
needs repaint.
which I grilled you. I did grill you. I go, I told you, confess, did you pre-order that Jedi Starfighter?
No, I couldn't do it, man. Do I want it? Yes. I wanted that 89 Batwing too, and I it was just like, not after I got that look, I'm gonna trigger you here, Danoby. See the look at that. There's your Justice Mobile right there, right? So like seeing that 89, like, so this is one of my first vehicles I got from him, and then one of the first ones. It's like, so it came broken. Like the second that I touched that canopy, the passenger side canopy broke. Then I super glued it, broke again, and it's just like and then like as soon as everyone started, like axles come broken, mine didn't come broken, but I mean and then everyone's in the tires sag after time because of the weight of it and everything. So like I've always had it on still, like a weight, like
a candy dish. Like, didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
If you need, I got some extra candy dishes here that I'll drop by the house, and that way you can support it, because these vehicles, they just don't They can't. So they're just too heavy. They're
Yeah.
and this is. Thank you for reminding me about this one. By me exposing, by having that Falcon cockpit and then showing it to the world, right? It then encouraged or motivated Jazz Inc. to improve on the Falcon cockpit. That's a perfect
Yeah,
example.
because like when I first ordered that Falcon cockpit, it didn't have I didn't order it when I pre-ordered it. It didn't have screws in the front of the like
Because it was the
the
last batch, right?
yeah on the thing. No, I was the first
You were the
batch.
first.
Like
You were the first.
I was probably like the first or second person that paid this off.
But
Yeah.
did you
I'm
have
a
screws?
huge Falcon fan, and so
Mhm.
yeah, and so like in
Yeah, that
all
was
the
rough.
things, everything that he showed, there was no screws in the in the front of that.
Oh, okay.
And then when I got it, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Like I got like there's screws. So I wasn't happy with it. So like I puttied them up, I sand everything down, I repainted it, primed it, painted in the panels, did all the weathering, rust, all that stuff, and yeah, yeah. I mean, I love the
No,
look of it now.
it's
Man, when it just looked like a big block of gray resin
I
when
remember.
it came
Well,
in.
you know, another thing too. It's another thing, kind of like in eBay, you know, kind of like those eBay stories where people just spend 2 or 3 times the amount on certain pieces or comic books
Yeah,
just to prove of they can flex it. Yeah, I can flex it. There you go.
yeah.
It's just, I feel like there are collectors out there that will flex on a Jazzing vehicle just because it's double the price than a
Yeah.
Hot Toys version.
Yeah. No, that said, like the interior parts are cool. All the lighting is cool. The seats, the LED stuff, all that stuff. Yeah, like I mean, it's a cool piece to look at now. But it didn't ship that way.
And then you've also said that if Hot Toys would ever make their version, you would actually still buy the Hot Toys version.
Yeah, I would. Absolutely, I would if Hot Toys ever made the Falcon cockpit. Yeah.
Who knows if they ever will, but it was just one of those situations that you're fine. Some collectors out there are fine with a placeholder. I don't believe in placeholders. I don't have the time, space, and money. I don't believe in placeholder where everybody kind of held onto their Grievous from Sideshow. Like, no. No, it does that just does not does not work for me.
So from the stream, from the drama stream that occurred with Brother Cousins and Lael, it was explained that the Batmobile had issues coming in. The test vehicle had issues, and it was dictated that they couldn't move forward with the reviews or videos on it because of the issues with the vehicle. If that was the case for a test vehicle, why wasn't that stated before when it was brought up that it was going to be a test vehicle? If this was
it
it
wasn't stated that way. Yeah.
Yeah, if it was a test batch, why wasn't it dictated before you even got it that, hey, the test batch are just going to be tests, no videos or reviews? But then we see Justin dropping his, right?
Figurecraft unveiled his channel on the same day. Now, granted, he filmed it in a lower resolution and he kept the camera from a certain distance, but he still did. And it's just, you have to understand the whole Streisand effect is that a lot of these influence, like I watched Brother Cousins and he was very excited to get this vehicle. And so when you hold back from your audience and then there's conflicting parts of the story, yeah, we're going to be curious. We're going to want to know what's going on. And if there is issues with the vehicle, why wouldn't you want to share it with your audience? Why not provide that benefit? Just disclose it. I do it all the time. I don't see what the big deal is. Anytime I review something and something is broken, I just share it with the audience. Like, look, it's broken or something like,
you even use a screw.
No, I'll tell you where the whole community was against it. And I never argue with the community. And probably the best example would be the Mark II DeLorean.
Yep,
It was an R&D nightmare. But it was no defending that. Everybody just, and But in the same way that Sean is loyal to the world of Batman, I am 100% loyal to Back to the Future. And I knew that the Mark II was an R&D nightmare, but because I love that property so much, I made it work for me. And not everybody has the skills I do when it comes to USB hacking and so forth, but I made it work, and it still brought joy. In fact, I had fun, and I loved working on that Mark II, even though I knew it was just an electrical nightmare. It was hot shit. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Don't buy it. It is what it is. And I showed folks on my unboxing video that the thing was cracked, the hover struts. So I've always felt that provides a benefit to the audience instead of showing everything glamorous and essentially hiding things. I go, that's not healthy. That doesn't provide a benefit to your audience. Why should someone keep watching you if you're essentially almost going to lie in your review to your audience? It's not cool at all. If it has defects, if you would have just said that, I mean, most of these YouTubers that got the '89 Batmobile, they're gonna do shaky cam footage anyway. They're gonna film it low resolution, keep it 6 feet away, probably because they don't want to be embarrassed that they bought the product. Just disclose it. Look, it's a hot mess, but I love the '89 Batmobile, and I'm gonna make it work. End of story. Move it along. That's it. That's it. That's probably the way it should have been handled. Not just the whole secrecy and the whole deception within the whole YouTube community, and then only to realize that these vehicles were fished out of Gotham Harbor. I fucking love that. Why wouldn't you disclose that?
That was a good one.
Why would,
that was really good.
Just tell people, man. They will keep watching. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, if you keep trying to tell a story to a story, right, and it's not lining up with the narrative, there's a lie being involved here, and we're not a part of it. So, where's the truth here? Where is the legitimacy of your quality, of your valor when it comes to being on YouTube? If you want to lie, then just let people know about it. Well, the thing is, people will notice.
This is Hot Toys Nightmare has been watching me for quite a bit, and again, he reminds me, like Sean, he knows that jazzing products are hot shit. They're a train wreck, but he's still gonna buy them. But I'm pretty sure Hot Toys Nightmare provides that type of transparency. I'm like, look, I'm going to buy the damn thing anyway. Tell me what I need to do to fix it upon arrival. But I mean, this is a perfect example. And this is a lot of people who DM me who like to remain anonymous. They've made it very clear there's no such thing as a perfect jazzing product. And if anybody out there in YouTube land wants to challenge it, oh, I so do welcome it. Because I'm pretty sure I can prove you wrong.
But you're aware why... Oh, go ahead, Halo.
Sorry, yeah, I think I can agree with the Hot Toys Nightmare. Like when I got the 22 Batmobile and the 66, like I mean, I made sure I had the last batch, and yeah, it pretty much didn't have any issues.
Yeah, that's right.
But
you can shill all you want. This is the other thing too. People are like pointing the whole shill finger. Shill all you want. What I'm trying to lobby for is transparency and honesty. This is an expensive product. This product could be the only expensive thing that said collector can afford for the whole year. How horrible would it be if this one collector's on a fixed income, come Christmas morning, he opens up his Batmobile and is fished out of Gotham Harbor? I mean, how heartbroken would you be? That's mean as shit, right? Disclose it. So paint scuffs. We all know painting is not the best attribute from the company. That's pretty common
Fingerprints.
knowledge, right?
Fingerprints.
You know, electrical shorts, again, common knowledge, right? If anything, I would recommend building some access ports in this vehicle so that at least we can jimmy it and hot wire and stuff. But just don't lie to your audience. I promise you that comes back to you. Audience, they don't forget. Everything is documented on YouTube land. And you could always reference videos and the word test or something may have been used and such, but it ultimately it always comes back. It always comes back. And Sean knows. I mean, I tell him all the time, several individuals who own multiple jazzing vehicles, and they know that these products are hot shit and they still buy it. But at least that extra knowledge, like, look, I love Batman. Tell me what I'm in for. It's still coming into my collection. What do I need? Spray paint, Gorilla Glue, a hot air gun? Hit me, right? Because if
Bottle
there
of
was
scotch.
Bottle of scotch, right? If there's an Ecto-1 and there's an issue or something where the door sticks, all right, well, the Ecto-1 is still coming into my collection. So forth. How do I fix it? Yes, the door stuck. It's a pain in the ass. It's 18, but it's still gonna enter into my collection. Reach out to fellow YouTubers out there. Look, the Ecto-1 is the door sticks. Can you please help me? It's part of my collection. I love Ghostbusters, and I promise you that type of camaraderie, that type of friendship. Like, all right, Blitzway botched the whole door, blah blah blah, but we figured out that if you add some the Honda grease, it makes it fixes it better. That type of assistance, I promise you folks, it really does go the distance. And it just we knew you were excited. We follow you folks out there, and I'm referring to YouTube influencers within the 1/6 community. We watch you guys, right? If I'm free and I don't have an appointment till next hour and there's a live stream, I do enjoy watching you wonderful folks out there, because I get to learn and then adapt, and then I get to see what's happening. And it just, I mean, am I wrong, Sean? Like, if people would have just like, look, the vehicle came in as a hot mess, but we're going to do a review and be done with it, it probably wouldn't have been. It probably would have fizzled over 24 hours, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it would have been fine. Like, I mean, Ryan's video was fine. I watched it. He released it. Like, okay, here's how it went down. Like, all this panic. Like, when I watched Justin's. Now look, I was like, really, this guy can't operate a camera and open up a canopy? I was like, yeah, like, I'm just like, I'm looking at it because, like, I just want to see the shots. I'm like, I said, this is shady stuff. And then I started looking at the some of the other ones that started coming out and thinking, and then I started watching Bretta, and I was like, oh, this is all right. Bretta's on point here. And then his guest there was she was pretty awesome too. And
shout out to 6Scale Shiro. She was pretty sassy, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was on point. And then some of the things that she was saying, but then yeah, it's just what was I saying? I got lost my train of thought there.
About it was being discussed and just the whole.
Yeah. Okay, so then what happened was like when everything was going on, and I'm just seeing like in everything with there's water damage. Oh, there's this. Okay, don't film this, and like thinking, all right, I'm hearing some crazy things. I want to cancel. I want to give up I want to put somebody on wait list can get my thing. And I'm just thinking, then Ryan was just saying like, all right, no. Just when I was talking to Ryan, he was just like, hey, just wait to my video and like see it. And I'm looking at it like, all right, it's just some temporary issues. I like, okay, some of these things are going to be addressed. All right, I know I'm not going to pay for shipping until one of the last batches anyway. So, all right, I'll after that video, it calmed me down from pulling the trigger on canceling the order.
Did you cancel it?
So say what it is. I mean, how about
Did you cancel the
being
89
honest
Batmobile?
actually kind of worked.
You?
Not
did?
chilling.
Did you? I thought you still had it. You don't have the 89 Batmobile on pre-order anymore?
No, I do.
Okay.
No, I do after, but like I was
Actually
debating whether if I was going to
you were
cancel
debating.
it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
Okay.
misunderstood.
Yeah,
you. Okay.
I was debating if I was going to
Okay.
cancel it or not. And
Okay.
then after I watched Ryan's video, I was just like, all right, no, okay, I'm in it. I'll stay in it.
You're too easy.
too
Thank
kind.
you again, Bob Dylan.
Wow, thank you so much for the super chat. Danoby extends his gratitude for your support. Trust knowing your contribution helps. Bye-bye.
I gotta
So-
update that. Background has changed.
I was about to ask
Yeah.
you, like, how many of these do you have?
No, that background has changed. I have like the star speeder back there now and shit, and I had to make
Okay.
space. And then right over here, I'm building the world of Avatar right there. You can see there's like a glow lake and shit. So I'm building Avatar right over here.
Yeah.
So I've had the figures for 2 weeks now, and Black Myth Wukong is Black Myth Wukong has consumed me. I haven't been able. I need to do the whole review. But yeah,
Danoby,
yeah.
you find it surprising that with the sudden social media bomb about what happened with Jazzling's Batmobile, that those who speak the loudest got the most to hide just came out the woodwork to try and execute Order 66 on the situation to get their word out before things went topsy-turvy on this
Well, what
piece?
exactly? So what was disclosed other than it felt like everybody was just throwing excuses from YouTube land, and then people were then telling me that things were being posted on Facebook. And what I always say to that is that I'm not on Facebook. I'm going to go with what's being shared on YouTube, right? That's what it is. I'm not on Facebook. And then even then, a lot of the Facebook groups, aren't they under lock and key type situation? Isn't there kind of like a jazz club, right? Where you knock 3 times, password Yoast. I mean, I'm referencing the scene from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? Where things are being shared and it's cryptic notes and stuff. And that happens a lot on Facebook and other multiple groups. I don't give a shit about that. I'm focusing on what's happening in YouTube and then the behavior of said selected individuals who boasted about receiving the Batmobile, and then they ghost us like a bad first date. Ew, right? And you're like, come on, man, what's going on? Why are you not talking to us? You were so excited, you bitched about you were going to get it, and then you're like, it'll be in several weeks. And then when the mob started poking their pitchforks, then shoddy, quick Zapruder type videos started popping out. You're kind of like, what? Stuff. And then even the videos stuff is still being omitted, and people are still calling it out in the comments. And they're like, you didn't even address the canopy, just still hiding shit. Like, God damn it. Just be out with it. The canopy sticks. The canopy needs chewing gum. Just say how it is. All right. Because I promise you, individuals like Sean over here, he's still going to get it, but at least he'll be prepped for it. Does he need to take a day off? Does he need to bring out the sander? Does he need to whip up an epoxy type situation to reinforce the structural integrity of the vehicle? I'm telling you, Sean would greatly appreciate that. So that way he's not dealt with a shock as he opens the box and the vehicle.
There is still one thing that can make me jump ship.
Yeah, right. What's that?
The paint job.
Oh, you love paint, don't you? You love fixing all that, all those.
It's all about the
errors.
paint job on this. Now there is some things I did see that I'm hearing about, and That's something I don't think that was said that's going to be addressed. And so I'm curious to see if they're going to keep showing up in the non-next touch batch or the real review batch. And that's going to be whether if there's still going to be visible seams and paint smudges and low and high spots from the sanding. So
Danoby, Halo Lorian. He's in the Christmas movie, you like to mention a lot about the land of forgotten toys. The land of forgotten toys. He's bringing them in. He adopts them. Come on.
Still gonna get it. Hold on. If it was a test batch, why would it be put out so close to the final production shipping out? Oh, isn't that the $1 million question? A test batch. If it was such a test batch, why would Yoast ship it out? Was he trying to get a free? I do have a theory, though. I do have yeah. So Yoast is actually very quite informative on his YouTube channel. And on what date is it? I thought I wrote this down. It was July the 26th. July 26th of 2024. Yoast is actually very transparent when it comes to assembly of his vehicles. And on July the 26th, he did actually, he never used the word batch, but he said it was a test. But what I find really interesting about that video is that he mentions that he failed, he rejected. We ended up with 40 rejected vehicles and we need to start over. He says it on that video, 40 that were rejected. Bet you didn't know that, John, did you? Or you forgot? He says it on July the 26th, a rejected batch of 40 vehicles. Did he send it out hoping nobody would notice that it was a rejected batch?
Wait. Explain this rejected batch. Is this the 89 Batmobile batch?
Yes. During the video, he was doing a factory tour of the assembly of the 89 Batmobile. And let me tell you, that's I was cringing the way that the Batmobile was being assembled in this factory. It was being assembled like watertight bulk compartments on the Titanic. I mean, it was hence why there are visible seams. Yeah, that's why there are seams on the vehicle, because of the size of the vehicle. It's so big. The top exterior of the Batmobile needed to be believe he's in one early video. I believe he's using it's resin. It's cold cast. It's a two-part resin epoxy. It's resin casting, and you have to. So it's made in segments, and then it has to be glued together. That's why you see the seams. And he's, believe it or not, Yoast is actually very transparent. Maybe the problem is that the collectors don't pay attention. I took notes. It's like, oh shit, this is a rejected bad batch of 40 vehicles. And he does use the word test. So where are those test vehicles? I guess they ended up in the hands of collectors. Now, if that's the case, it was probably not very smart. It's probably not very wise to send out a rejected bad batch out to a bunch of YouTubers
as a test batch.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I happen to have stills. Let's look at some stills. Let's bring in some stills.
What is the logic behind this? Why would you send a defective batch as a test batch to YouTubers?
Hold on. I'm gonna remove add, and then I'm changing it. There you go. So he tells you, I mean, he's again, It's kind of sad, though, that Yost is actually more transparent and honest than the actual YouTubers and influencers that he sends his vehicles to. But he is like an open book. You just have to watch and listen and just take notes. But and I do have a witness, Sean, right below me. I pointed a lot of this out to him when I saw this video. Did I not, Sean?
Yeah, you did.
I did. I go, I see a lot of errors. And I go, when you start resin casting and you're gluing parts together, you could end up with a structural failure down the road, maybe 1 to 2 years. It could be sooner, it could be even later. It depends on where these vehicles are being sent to in the United States. The United States is a big country. East Coast is a hot, humid mess versus in the dry, arid desert. These vehicles may not experience anything wrong with them, but in the East Coast, the minute they're exposed to Florida humidity after 1 year, they can fall apart. We just don't know, right? It's such a crapshoot. But when you see that it's all segmented, that the vehicle is just assembled segmented, right? It has to be sanded. It's cold cast. It's resin cold cast, meaning the exterior is not heated ejection polymer molded. So it has to be sanded. If it's not sanded properly, you're going to end up with imperfections. You can get past these imperfections with multiple coats of paint. If you don't add enough multiple coats of paint, then you'll start to see a lot of the blemishes underneath and so forth. So, but I mean, he talks about it, kind of shows it to you and so forth, and shows you the sanding process. Again, I got to give credit where credit is due. He is a lot more transparent than the world of YouTube that he works with. So he does disclose it all. And I'm pretty sure, Sean, I don't know if you saw this video, but you didn't even recall any of that, did you?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I even seen this video.
Yeah, because your love for Batman is so strong. We need. You didn't know that too, Nate. I was kind of holding that back. I'm like, he provides everything. He tells you straight up front, and it just kind of dawned on me earlier today that I'm like, it's pretty sad that Yost is more honest and transparent about his production methods than the YouTubers he sends these products to. I feel the damage control streams on YouTube actually drew more attention to the situation. Yes, that's what I said. The whole Streisand effect is what I referenced to, Carlino, is that if you would have just...
Go ahead.
No. I was just finishing up with Carlino. Like, if you would have just let everybody put out their little crappy videos, no one will give a shit.
The thing is, I'm just trying to figure out here, like, if the rejected batch is the test batch that we're
we don't know. We don't know, but it seems pretty...
That's why I said if.
Yeah.
If it is, right? If it is, it just, not proves, but it moves the statement a bit more light into a situation where the YouTubers that did get the pieces were aware of it being a test batch, but it was discounted for them, right? That just to still make money off the rejected batch, right? I think to make money off the rejected batch would discount it towards the YouTubers that are the influencers that he's pushing it towards.
My theory is that he probably thought nobody would notice.
How? It's a rejected batch. If he's rejecting it, if his eyes can see it,
I don't know.
Most collectors would.
I mean, I have no idea.
If he sees the issue plain as day, why wouldn't the YouTubers see? Better yet, when you blast it on video, right? When you blast it on video, collectors will see the issues on the video. I don't understand. I really don't understand.
And what this comment from Nolram is, I told this to Sean months ago. I told him, I go, this vehicle is being built in segments like the Titanic, and if these seams don't line up, right? So maybe that's why the batch was rejected. He does state that. But I noticed it. I go, Sean, I go, because of the size and the complexity of the assembly of this vehicle, I suspect there's going to be problems down the road. And I told that to Sean. I go, it may not happen in 1 year, may not happen in 2 years. I go, but when you're building a vehicle like this in segmented parts, I go, and then you have to sand the resin casting from the outside. And if it's not done properly, I go, there can be potential problems down the road. But I mean, I could only play the role of Chicken Little so often before people then assume that I'm just hating on it. And I don't see it as me. I see it as, look, this is an expensive product. This thing is a lot of goddamn money. And everybody wants your money, right? We all love toys. InArt, Hot Toys, Hasbro, Jazz Inc. They're all trying to vie for your dollar. And it just breaks my heart that I know that there are collectors out there that they bust their ass to get these vehicles, only to end up with a surprise like such. So is he going to correct? I'm assuming I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm assuming that because this batch was rejected, he's gone back to the drawing board and he's refixing it. So I have no evidence to suggest that he's not going to fix it. He says he's going to. For the most part, when he says he's going to fix something, to his credit, he actually does. That's where we get into the whole first batch, second batch, third batch, and so forth.
So the thing that scares me is like, okay, you know, these are being made in a factory over in China, right? And so do they only make 40? And then now they're going to make some adjustments, or is like, are all like 7 to 9, 1,200 of these made now? And have they been assembled, sanded, like primed, sanded again, primed one more time, blasted with paint, sanded, painted again?
Well, there is
like,
the B and C stock,
how many
right?
of those have been done? And then and how good are they? And are they better than the first 40 of the test? And if they are, why didn't he didn't send those ones? Or because you know, how far along are those other ones? Because they should be pretty far along. Like they can't be at like just the 40. They have to be pretty far along.
Just to clarify, I'm just using the reference from this video that was posted on July the 26th. That's been a few months. Maybe he's made improvements. I don't know, because again, I'm not part of the jazz club, right? I tend to think for myself. I don't operate in a hive mind. Right? I'm not a drone. I'm not so whatever's being shared. I'm using material that's available on YouTube. And this is his stills from his videos that he just so happens to share. That again, at the time that it was released, I did notice all that. I absolutely did.
Well, if people are saying he jumped the gun, maybe because now he's licensed, right? With WB, there was a certain due date to get these out, right? And he most likely bit off more than he could chew to whatever was being put out on the due date to get these shipped out.
Brother Cousins joined us. Let the chef cook. I'm a perfectionist. Overall, the vehicle is gorgeous, minus the known flaws. A full K video is on the way. Just know that it will be the best review on the vehicle on YouTube. I would love for you to prove me wrong. I haven't seen that type of full K video performance from you where you disclose all. But I mean, there is a first time for everything. So I encourage you. He knows that I would love to. But it's just, you look at people's library and you can kind of see that things are just being omitted. So, okay, prove me wrong. I haven't seen it yet.
Grand Throb brought up a good point Grand Ramatron brought up a good point, Nate. Why toss it away unless someone might accept it at 1,500 lemon, right? The thing is with that, right? Isn't there a B or C stock that Juice has after the releases where he explains
like
that,
a discount bin? I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
People have talked about this, that there is a B or C stock that are released after the said, batches, right? That do have
Yeah.
issues and it's discounted.
Yeah, there's that. And he also he's mentioned depending on as well. He sometimes does a few overrun as well. But then he does keep the ones that and that's part of the ones that that make up that probably makes up the ones that have QC issues.
Mm. And there's
It's
nothing
kind of like
wrong with,
Cycle Seconds. It's kind of like Cycle Seconds. Cycle does the same thing. They got B
okay.
stocks that
Then so
either
what?
have
It
toxic
just
issues and stuff.
shows that you can manage your collection financially properly. So you went out for the best deal. I don't see anything wrong with that either. I mean, you want the vehicle and you're willing to accept a slightly dented to save. I'm not against that at all. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong at all. Bullshit. Have you seen my reviews? I don't question your 4K, brother cousins. I question the stuff that you omit from your reviews, like your Darth Vader, the Darth Vader helmet that you snapped, and then on your original video, you did not disclose that. You hid it from your first video. Then you went back, you did a tutorial video to fix it, and then you said on that video that you were embarrassed. You should have shared that with the audience on the first video. Not only that, though, but you went overboard. I think you used the oven to heat up the Darth Vader helmet to separate it. Why didn't you come to me? I would have helped you. Should have came to me. I would have helped you with that. You didn't have to pull out the whole. It's like trying to blow up an anthill with a dynamite stick. It's just, I would have helped you. Anybody that ever reaches out to me, I was like, hey, Danoby, how would you do this? People reach out to me all the time on Iron Man stuff. Where's the screw for this? How did you do that? I actually enjoy sharing that information. I really do. I honestly really do.
So that's the meme that was going around. It was brother cousins putting something in the oven, putting a Darth Vader in the oven.
I don't know. I'm not on Facebook. If that's what
my
was going
God.
on, I didn't even want to comment on that because I just I saw that and I just oh man, I would have loved to have helped him on that. I really would have. I don't know if there was a meme going around about. I just thought it was just overkill. I just yikes. And it should have been disclosed in the first video. That's something that would have provided a huge benefit because it's an expensive figure. And the first impression with a new viewer is the most important. Something like that would have been very beneficial. They may not stick around for a second.
Yeah, there's so many times where I've watched unboxings and everything, and they make a mistake and broke something or anything. And when I get mine, I make sure that hey, that provided a massive benefit to me, so I didn't make that mistake. Case being, when I unboxed the 22 Batmobile, there was a couple unboxings that they broke the little foot panels along the door. They're so you got to be careful picking them up when you get it out of the box. They break real easy. So I was careful to make sure that
just share it. Yeah, I messed up. I did something. It's my, I'll be embarrassed. I've always done that. I've always shared.
Brother Cousins did though.
Huh?
From what you told me, he did by showing a video where he, fixed it with an oven.
Yeah, but the problem is that he didn't show it in the first video. He omitted that.
Really?
Important. Yeah, he then disclosed it in the second video. Then he did share that he was embarrassed, and something like that would have carried more weight with his audience if he would have disclosed it in his first video. That's important. Oops, I messed up. If I break something in our review, I'm just going to disclose it. Why would I hide that? What benefit would that? do for me? If anything, I want to help you. Look, I fucked up. I pulled ahead and I did something. And so why not just share it with the audience, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. That is gonna, and then so, but again, it's where we're at, right? Everybody wants to get the stuff. I don't even care. To me, a lot of people are getting annoyed about getting the vehicles first, and I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to me. I can care less if a YouTuber gets something first or early. That just doesn't. No, to me, ultimately, it's just helping the people that watch us. It's just being transparent. That's really ultimately that's what it is. So, so forth. What's up, Emmanuel? Thank you so much for the super chat here.
Excellent. Thank you kindly for the generous super chat. Danoby2 extends his praise for your support.
Gotta love the twins.
Oh, I love the twins. I love it. I think I'm gonna wrap it up on Jazz Inc. Did anything get released tonight? Anything?
Don't think so.
Let me see. I haven't seen any in the comments yet, so I don't think. What time is it?
I know people were sending screenshots of people were letting me know about the Artisan Joker that was out.
Yeah.
Or it's not out, or it dropped in Hong Kong, so there potentially can show up.
Oh, I'm surprised. I'm surprised about this news. I haven't heard about that yet. Wow.
Yeah, right. Didn't it drop, Sean? Or is it you? Somebody sent me? Yeah, the Artisan Joker.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, God, this holiday season is gonna be brutal,
dude. Oh,
the Artisan Joker. If it hasn't dropped tonight, it probably will. And I was hoping that maybe when it dropped, it can do it. It can we can discuss it on the show here. Bob Dylan here. Bob Dylan, I heard that Tomy Enterprise had some issues as well. Hope everyone is transparent with them as well. Well, first of all, let me thank you so much for that super chat.
Wow, thank you so much for the super chat. Danoby extends his gratitude for your support. Trust knowing your contribution helps. Bye-bye.
So, Tomy Enterprise. Bob, you really don't want to go there, because if Jazz Inc. had 10% of the integrity that Tomy has, they wouldn't be in this mess. You see, Tomy disclosed months prior that they were not able to meet the R&D specifications of the TOS Enterprise. They disclosed it to pre-order holders. Did they not?
Yeah,
Sean?
I got the email. Yeah, I got the email saying about the screw holes. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They disclosed everything. And some pre-order collectors were given the opportunity, no questions asked, hey, we cannot meet the promise that we set out forth. So we're going to give you the option. If you can take your money, you can keep your pre-order. So you had to reply back. Now, if you were a Tomy TOS Enterprise pre-order, you would know that. But if you're trying to reach, Bob, you can do a little bit better than that. No, my God, if Jazz Inc. had 10% of the integrity of Tomy, shit, they wouldn't be fishing vehicles out of Gotham Harbor. And yeah, Tomy learned from their lessons. They disclosed, they kept everybody in the loop. They 100%. Yes, Grand Admiral thought, I thought it was too, because I was hoping that somebody would bring up Tomy. Oh, I was so waiting for that one. Bob fell for it. Tomy is so transparent. My God, they absolutely disclose everything. Yeah, I guess we're gonna end it for tonight's live stream. You got anything, Nate?
At the end of the day, it's transparency.
That's it.
And yeah, just transparency. And if you feel that you are part of the problem, part of the lie, just admit the truth. Just admit the truth.
Just share it.
Yeah.
That's what kills me. Everybody knows that these vehicles are shit. Just your Chaz Inc. supporters are blinded by they're gonna buy it anyway. I got one on the panel tonight. They're just prep them. Just, hey, we're still gonna buy it. Just tell them that it's, the magnets can't stick, and hey, you're gonna have to use some putty or something. Just if this was all that, this wouldn't have been as big of a deal as it was. It ultimately wouldn't have. Yeah.
The truth will set you free, but it will really piss you off.
Yeah.
People will be pissed off, but at least the truth will be out there.
Just help the people that watch you. What's
the
so wrong
initial
about
reviews
that?
really blew this up, in a way that just created insane conspiracies. It really highlighted the the people that rush out to want to review it first. It's
That's
just
it. They overstep it and no. And what's crazy is that all these YouTubers that got the vehicle, they know the first batch is the deadliest. So,
and I do believe they were all promised another vehicle.
Wait, what? They are all promised.
Yeah,
because it's not on YouTube land. I don't what happens here. I'm not gonna really whatever they were. If it's happening behind closed doors, I'm gonna keep the stream as to what's being shared within YouTube land, and so as to what's being promised and what type of backdoor deals and handshakes and so forth, I don't care. To me, the whole point of the stream was, if you guys would have shown your audience that these vehicles were shit. Everybody seems to already know that. That's what kills me. That's what kills me is that was the comment, the fact that people just knew, everybody knows the first batch is the shitty batch. I'm like, just put out the grainy videos anyway or whatever, and with the shaky cam footage, nobody would have cared, right? Nobody would have made a big deal. So this is what it was blown out of many proportions. And I'm telling you, there are people out there that just don't care. They would appreciate the actual heads up.
Brother Cousin dropped something.
This vehicle has as many flaws in it, 160. Yeah, but the difference is that this thing cost an arm and a leg and then some. A hell of a lot more. Let's not forget about the price.
Right. But also too, look, you got to look at this too. All right, we're on how many vehicles he's done now? And this is one of the more expensive Batmobiles he's ever done.
They're not going to stop buying.
I know, but
that's what I'm saying. Just tell everybody
there's still this many flaws as the other vehicles that come out. There's no learnings. There's no we can't do better QC.
Well, the thing is, there is a reason why, because now Chaz Inc. is licensed with WB, so Juice is just trying to beat the drama head first, trying to beat it before things get out of hand, and that's it.
No. Granted, he looking back, seeing the evolution, he learned a lot from after his I think it was a total of 7 batches with the Justice League mobile, if you count the Snyder one.
Yeah, but he wasn't licensed then.
No, it was in the end.
But he was so transparent, he shared everything with his viewers. He just did not care, and I think that's what's so humorous about the whole situation, because he's more transparent than the YouTubers ever seen. What?
Yeah. but then again, and so that and those learnings helped to made the 66 a better vehicle, and then the 22 one was probably the one that had the least amount of issues, but still
Which
still
one?
some issues with the paint.
The 22 is
Patterson?
that the Patterson? Is that the
The
one
Patterson.
that can't roll down a 45-degree incline to like to save its life? Is that the one with the wobble
Oh, with the
wheels?
wobbly front, the front
Yeah.
things. Yeah, yeah. Like, and see, that's another thing too. Like, there was some videos were saying like showing the wobbliness of the front wheels, and they were saying like, oh, that's that's gonna get fixed. No, it's not. It's on every vehicle. Like I get mine was in like one of the last batches. It's on mine. It's wobbly.
Yeah.
Look. I'm not gonna be rolling that around like a Hot Wheels. It stays. It stays right there in my Magic case. I'm not rolling that around like I paid $1,400 for that thing. I'm not gonna roll it around like a little dinky car.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't care if the things just bounce, just like as long as I don't have to prop it up on stilts, and and the doors don't fall off.
That's what, like, they just don't care. And he's right. Jazzing members, they don't care. You can show them that the vehicle is falling apart, but they're like, I'm devoted to the religion. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I mean, I showed you that, so they just don't. They can't figure it out. So, but again, it's just one of those situations that if you would have just shown everybody, it probably did the other vehicles end up in Gotham Harbor too? The DeLorean definitely would have gone into hover mode.
My 89 Batmobile from Hot Toys didn't end up in Gotham Harbor.
So
when I opened that thing was just,
it's like 720. I mean, you can't even. That's why that's what I did. Who brought it up? I didn't even want to compare. Like, you can't compare Hot Toys. It's because it's not fair. Because the Hot Toys, I paid what, $750? Like, I found an authorized retailer, free shipping, no tax. I got a damn good deal on that. So, I mean, it's night and day. It really, really is. So that's why I didn't want to buy what you like. If you're passionate about it and you don't care about the flaws of the vehicle and it makes you happy, honestly, I think that's what's important. Because it hasn't stopped Mr. DeLorean down here. He knows all the known problems with Jazz Inc. and he still buys it. Even though I pick on him, he still loves it. It's like, I love Batman. I don't care. I love Batman. I'll die in the Batman Gotham. Man. He doesn't care.
Well, at the end of the day, because what's his name? Taco Noose, Taco Coco, Tell Coco Noose, Tell Coco Moose, Tall Coco Moose. There you go. 750 should still be perfect though. Well, perfect is in the eyes of the beholder, right?
I'm not gonna.
At the end of the day, eyes are. At the end of the day, it's kind of like what you said about Hey DeLorean. If you like it, you enjoy it, no matter the flaws, right?
Yeah.
At least as long as you're happy, right? That what we're trying to put out here on stream is that transparency is what's the issue.
They could have like, hey, this is the test vehicle. There's some issue problems, but you know what? I love this thing so much. I don't care. We're going to make it work. Jazz Inc. is going to fix it. But I'm just so excited. He's given me the opportunity to show the vehicle and a little 10-minute little buzz of a sizzle reel, right? Like, look, vehicle's gotten some problems, but he's working on it. This is great. I'm happy. I feel like a kid again. I'm playing with my action figures. Again, a sizzle reel, throw it out there, and then boom, people would have just fizzled out.
Yeah, there was a comment earlier by Alex. He asked, or she asked, because Alex can be used both names. Let me see. How did he put it? That what should collectors do at the end of the day, right? When Hot Toys don't put out a product that we're been waiting on for years, right? Like your Batmobiles that Hot Toys never dropped, right? What are we supposed to do? What is the option here? The only option is Jazz Inc. Whenever there is a figure or vehicle,
I feel like
that we can make that purchase.
I feel like that's a cop-out settle excuse, because while everybody else was jumping that So Toys shitty Doc Ock, Um, I'm like, no, there has to be something better. And
Yeah.
that was the figure that, that I bought. I'm like, I went in, I pumped in a lot of mod into it, and I did not settle for it. In fact, that figure I think ended up in a box in the garage somewhere. And then I waited, and then we got Spider-Man No Way Home, and then I got the Doc Ock, because to me, I felt that was doing more justice. It was, as a collector and a fan, I felt like I was more loyal. I guess my point is that
Well,
when you settle, you shouldn't. I don't believe in settling. If it doesn't exist and it's not the right product for you, I would say wait. But again, that's debatable. Some collectors may not agree with that type of philosophy.
So I went. For example, the Ghostbusters, right? There was a third party that was released, right? A third party set. I was
Yes.
like, no, you know what? Let me wait and see what Star Ace does. Star Ace did something, and it's not to my liking. And you know what? I'm pretty much gonna be waiting again. If no one else can deliver a proper 1/6 scale Ghostbusters figure line like Blitzway did, then I will go and even with the flaws, I will go and hunt down the 4-pack, because as of right now, as far as quality, no other company has put out as Blitzway's Ghostbusters.
That's such a tough topic, and it's such a tough IP to discuss, because I really would want to help that Ghostbusters fan with the right purchase, and I just don't see the right purchase for them. And I don't believe in the current market we're in right now in the 1/6 scale figure world in going backwards. I think going backwards right now is dangerous, because there's so many wonderful products ahead of us than there are behind us. So, and I know the options we have right now are the third party present toys,
Star Ace.
and then we have Star Ace, and I don't particularly agree with those two options. So I would say maybe wait until they're released and then make an informative decision.
Or keep the
on
face
some
strong on Hot Toys if they ever
Yeah.
release them.
Yeah, but to go backwards and pick up that because Nate, I was there when that Blitzway set was released
told
to
me.
the public.
Yep.
And even back then, the collectors, including me, we weren't very happy with those sculpts. But I think what sold me was the amount of detailed that Blitzway threw into those Ghostbusters, meaning that proton pack on that 1/6 scale figure, because there's I believe there's die-cast components. And even though I believe the consensus was that those head sculpts were subpar, like on a scale from 1 to 10, about a 7, the amount of detail that you got with those Ghostbusters was by far fantastic, including the Ecto-1, 1/6 scale Ecto-1 vehicle, which at the time I purchased for $1,400. $1,400. God, that seems so cheap now, doesn't it? $1,400 for 1/6 scale Ecto-1. At the time where I got free shipping, and they still weren't even collecting tax at that time.
Mhm.
Sales tax, that sales tax law wasn't even implemented. No bullshit. Nate, correct me. I did pay for shipping because I got it through Sideshow.
Yeah.
So there was no tax, but I got discounted
Yeah.
shipping because I used some. So that's yes.
You always like to
I
tell
always
me
forget that. I always forget that. Yes. So I did. Yes. So no sales tax, but I did pay for discounted shipping because I had rollover points or something.
Well,
So
again, that's the sacrifice I'm willing to make. If there's no proper company that's going to come release a 1/6 scale licensed Ghostbusters, right?
I
I will
don't
have to go
feel
back.
comfortable in making recommendations on the Ghostbusters line because I just don't see a good benefit for said Ghostbuster. And I know there's other Ghostbusters fanatics. I'm going to reference Mr. Mom's Collectible because he is a Ghostbuster fan too. And I know that he recommends going backwards. I disagree with him on that.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
believe.
I still go
Yeah.
backwards on certain pieces. Like
Yeah.
just the other day, the Death Trooper Specialist came in. That's one of the pieces I've been looking for, and through Jeremy, I found a good price for it. I'm like, okay, cool, finally.
Yeah. I would say patience is a virtue, and I would wait for both options to release. and then follow the reviewer. I know with Present Toys, who does the knockoffs very well in YouTube land? Who does? Who makes those shitty knockoffs look fantastic? You know what I'm talking.
Juice? Is it Juice?
No,
Juice Toys?
no. Believe it or not, I do believe that Big Brother actually does a decent job. He makes those third-party knockoffs. Right?
Oh!
Yeah,
I know
Big Brother does. I don't know if he
yeah.
still does or not, because I don't follow third-party knockoffs anymore. I don't have time. I don't have the space. There's just too much good shit to collect right now. So I don't. I imposed my embargo on third-party knockoffs. What, 2 years ago, Sean? No third-party knockoffs are allowed to enter my my room.
Yeah.
And at all. It's been probably since 2022. Yeah.
I enjoy sending pictures of any third-party stuff I get just to trigger you.
Didn't you send me that McFarlane's Mr. Freeze today, or the
So Toys?
The So Toys Mr. Freeze, and you thought that was the best thing, and I replied back to you. I'm like, why did it put Arnold's head on a skinny man's body?
Oh, you liked it when you thought it was McFarlane.
When I thought it was McFarlane for $25, sure. Then you told me that it was. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't. That's
well, another thing I want to bring up. Another one to bring up. CN said something earlier. Let me see. Nate, save your money. That was a comment that you used when I brought up Alex's comment about what is a collector to do if there's no other product out there, that if Hot Toys can't do it. Yes, sweet. Save your money, right? But also,
never encourage settlement. Yeah.
But here's another thing too. Don't let yourself be scammed. Just don't let yourself be scammed. Do your research, right? You are your best purchaser. Your best knowledge when it comes to what you want to purchase. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's pulling the trigger on the purchase, right? So do your research. Have an open mind to what other collectors are saying. Don't drive into the hype, right? And don't let yourself be scammed. Don't let yourself be sheep, because that's how you start losing value in what you have in your collection.
Yeah.
Now I will. Let me jump on like Sell the Nerd had a comment there earlier, where people keep comparing the $500, $700 to the $1,700 after shipping.
No.
And he said like the $1,700 all batches should be perfect. And you know what? I agree. And like you look at Hot Toys, like they ship a $700 vehicle. It's a good vehicle.
It really is.
It's a damn good vehicle. I mean, I got it right there.
Yeah.
And now look, I'm gonna get this thing's gonna be like what, $1,800 to get to my door after shipping. And so, like, and for the last year and a half, this is supposed to be the most accurate, the best, most perfect.
Best of seven.
I'm not paying like over double just to get an extra 4 inches on it.
Pause.
Like this thing has to be. It has to be perfect. Like this is the one that has to. If it doesn't, I'll never get another product. Period.
This is it, got everything. Sean. This is the one.
This will be the one.
You're going to put your foot down. No, you're going to put your foot down on this. This is
the one. I got everything. I got everything in my collection that I could possibly want, Batmobile wise. And if this is like, and I've kind of reached my peak of overpaying. I know. But this will be the one.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my foot down. This is it. Hey, even though the 22, even though the Patterson Batmobile 22 can't roll down a 45-degree incline to save its. I mean, the Penguin's gonna get you in that shape.
I don't see you rolling your DeLoreans down any slopes lately.
My DeLorean is in hover converted mode. And it's enjoying. It's
you got a Mark 1 over there. When's the last time you've been rolling that one around?
Oh wait, think when I got my Mark 1, I wasn't on the floor playing with it like it's a Hot Wheel? Oh, I promise you I was. 100%. 100%. In fact, I'm pretty sure I made skits having that bad boy roll. I promise you, it's archived. The Mark 1, 100%. 100%. It rolls like a big, beautiful Hot Wheels. Jazzy vehicles rolling down a 50-degree incline. Shit.
Making my way downtown.
That wheel is gonna fly off and hit the camera. No, but I mean, again, the Hater Loring knew of the shitty design on those, and he still bought it. He still added. Look, it's right behind him. Look at that, look at that prime real, and then you gave it prime real estate in the corner module case, and that sweet prime real estate module case. You threw it there.
It's a fat boy. It needs some room. But notice
folks,
it's on the bottom.
Yes, yeah, but you gave it prime real estate. I'm like, you gave the 22 prime real estate in the, I don't want to put the, but at least, but you know what?
Some other things coming in that line.
But you know what? You did make it up by hiding the 95 behind you. So I guess that's forgiven. Okay. I guess you did. It's fine. All right. Well, we'll look the other way.
Which one has the prime real estate?
What's that prime real estate?
Which one has the prime real estate?
The
22.
The 22. He put it in the corner. The corner units are like hot shit right now. It's like
prime
real estate. Plenty of space, and you can spread it out. You can create a whole diorama scene, and he puts that in there. I'm like, okay. I mean, like I said, he makes it up by having the 95 behind him. Because he knows that bug light, blue light that emanates from it. It's hard on the eyes. So at least he hides that.
Pretty cool. I was going to get you to come over, Danoby, and then do a USB mod on it where you can put a bug zapper on the blue light.
The problem is that I've seen your 95 up close, and what goes through my head, I'm like, this is too easy. I wouldn't even need to get the camera more than 4 feet before it starts to fall apart. Like, it just like, we'll look the other way. Yeah. But wait a minute. So it runs on, it didn't come with a plug?
Oh yeah, it runs on a plug. No, I was thinking about USB modding it and turning into a bug zapper.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, like anytime a bug goes, you go.
Yeah, I did research. Yeah, he doesn't use his power architect is very different. I would love to tinker in it because I know he's not using a 5-volt architect. I believe he's using a 12-volt, and it has benefits and it has problems. What's that?
Danoby, did you ever get the answer from that one collector that had the mishap with the Batwing? That you were going to see if
the individual was resolved. Yes, he was taken care of. Yes. So yeah, he was very taken care of. Yes. Folks, I had fun tonight. Hopefully, provided a service. Yeah.
First time.